morning everybody and welcome back to Chilli's farm. Today is a very exciting day because we have the first tomatoes of the season to pick, and I have my trusty pocket knife in my pocket that we Moomin too, for you Finnish Moomin fans out there. We are going to be also trying these tomatoes and I'm going to be telling you how they taste and if you should be growing them. Okie dokie, so let's start at garden bed number 1. First off, we have Aunt Ruby's German green tomato. Now these ones are very tricky to know when they are ripe because they are green. So you have to constantly squish them and see if they are ripe. When they're just a bit squishy, that's when they're ripe. So these ones, can you shush Bluey please? These ones are not ready to pick. Mr. White, please. This one here though is the ananas noir and it is ready to pick. So let's take this one. Ho ho ho, and this beauty, oh my goodness, I can't even show you. There, this is the Cherokee purple, said to be one of the tastiest tomatoes in the world. And I grew them this year, so let's see if it's true. This one, I think, is ready to pick, but it is absolutely fused. Oh no! What? Why do you have to ruin this for me? Oh no! Mon Dieu! This is not good. Oh la la. Well, hopefully half of it is okay. We'll still cut into it. Oh la la la. Here we have another Cherokee purple. Oh la la. It is not ripe yet though. It still needs more. Technically you can pick tomatoes when they've just got a little bit of colour to them, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be a rebel. Hello, what have I spotted here? My God. If you watched my harvest video the other day where I harvested some onions, they were quite petite, they were quite small. But this big boy, he is good, he is very good, is the biggest onion I've ever grown. Nice. These tomatoes that we have here right in front of us are the Principe Borghese. If I'm pronouncing it correctly or not, I don't know. These are cherry tomatoes, and we have a few ripe ones here next to my little basil that is not doing very well because it's not getting much sunlight. But these ones are ready to pick. Let's pick some because we have quite a few actually on these plants. These here are the Saint-Pierre tomatoes. They are not doing too well actually. They look a bit spindly and a little weak compared to my Cherokee tomatoes, which are here. So I think Saint-Pierre is not going to be grown next year. Here are some more Principe Borghese tomatoes, and they are getting eaten. Where are these worms? I am going to kill you, little worm. I'm going to feed you to my chicken. And you are going to be made into an egg. Ah! This is how they're meant to be. Beautiful. Not like with a hole. Yuck. Hello everybody. How's it going today? The chickens have this garden bed to fix. This is my potato garden bed, and they are going through the soil and they are loving it. It's awesome. Ho ho ho, hello. We are in garden bed number 2, and look at this Rouge de Marmande. Rouge de Marmande, oh la la. That is a stunning tomato. I can't wait to cut this one open and try it and tell you how it is. Here we have the black cherry tomato. These ones, I grew them last year. They were very flavourful. I like them. And just a quick spotlight. My God, this cabbage. I can grow cabbages, guys. This one's getting eaten like the last one that I made the sauerkraut into, but this one is spotless. And it's hard. It's like almost ready to harvest. The mystery tomato that I have no idea what it is, but it is absolutely delicious. And these golden nuggets. They're really good, actually. I had a few the other day. Whoa, the wind is nuts. Absolutely bonkers. Okay, I've got my bowl of tomatoes. Let's go and find a not so windy place where we can try them. It's windy everywhere. So let's just sit in front of my garden bed and I will show you the tomatoes. We will cut into them and I'll talk about them. Let's start off with the gold nugget. Now, they started off this size. But now, as the plant gets older and older, they go smaller and smaller and even smaller. But that's okay, because the flavour, when they're honey yellow, so this isn't ripe enough. They have to be this colour. When they're this colour, they're really delicious. These are a good cherry tomato. I've never grown them before, but I like them. I give them an 8 out of 10. Is that too generous? I don't know. Next, we have the black cherry tomato. Another great tomato. Let's cut into it. Oh, it's dripping. Now, yeah, 8 out of 10 was too generous for the gold nugget. I like the black cherry much more, much more. The flavour is more intense, it's sweet, there's hardly any acidity to it. So like if you like an acidic tomato, then I suggest you go with the Aunt Ruby's German green tomato. That one is very acidic. To me, I don't really like acidic tomatoes, so I don't think I will be growing the Aunt Ruby's German green tomato. I tried it the other day and it was just burning my tongue. Black cherry, people. That's where it's at. Okay, so the black cherry tomato, in my opinion, should be actually an 8 out of 10. The gold nugget tomato should be re-rated to a 7. Yep, I'm giving it a 7. Sorry, gold nugget. Now, before I go on to the next tomato, I have to say something. I have only grown maybe 10 different tomato varieties, and there are absolutely so many tomato varieties. There's hundreds and hundreds of tomatoes. There's like cherry tomatoes like these ones. There's big beefsteak tomatoes. There's green ones. There's ones that are even black or blue because they've got all those anthocyanins and good beneficial health properties in them. It's amazing. Once you unlock the world of tomatoes, once you realize that there are more tomatoes than the tomatoes that you just see in the shops, those red ones, those red round GMO terrible tasting tomatoes, and those tiny cherry tomatoes that have no flavor whatsoever, once you realize that there are more than those two varieties out there in the world, which it's true, there's hundreds of heirloom tomatoes, heirlooms, like from the 1800s, from France, from Italy, from different places around the world that your great-great-grandparents were eating back then. Those tomatoes that have so much more flavor, those tomatoes that have nutrients. Because if you actually grow tomatoes in good organic soil, your tomatoes will be flavorful. And actually there is a correlation between the flavor of the tomato and the nutrient amount of the tomato. So if you have a bland tasting tomato, it probably has hardly any nutrients in it. It's probably just sugar, water, fiber, whatever, carbohydrates, empty food. Whereas when you're eating tomatoes that you've grown yourself, without chemicals, without pesticides, with organic chicken poop and weed teas and worm teas and compost and mushroom compost, anything like that, you are creating a healthy piece of food. So even if you guys only have an apartment, you don't live on half an acre like I do for now. Eventually I'll get more acres, but even if you live in an apartment and only have space for a pot, grow tomatoes in a pot and make your own organic fertilizers. Like if you bought some banana peels and your tomato needs potassium, blend up the banana peels and give your plant some potassium. Or if it needs calcium because it's got blossom end rot, then grind up some eggshells that you've used when you made scrambled eggs, or coffee grounds. You can use natural fertilizers even if you are in an apartment setting. You don't need chicken manure. You can have your own mini compost maybe on the balcony. There's a lot of things that you can do even if you are in an apartment or a urban setting. So people, don't give up, and there's no excuses to eat bland tasting tomatoes from the shops. You need to grow your own. There are some really cool varieties out there. I mean, yesterday I just made an order of a Tasmanian seed grower, Dave. He specializes in tomatoes down in Cygnet. I bought so many different varieties of tomatoes, too many that I won't even be able to grow next year actually, so I will have to make a decision of which ones to grow. But I got all these old Russian tomatoes and they just look absolutely stunning. Like there's this one that's an Uluru something and it's like a burnt orange. It's really weird looking, ugly looking in my opinion, tomato, and apparently it is one of the best tasting tomatoes, and it has smoky undertones on a tomato. Can you believe it? Anyway, I'm getting carried away about my passion for different heirloom varieties and tomatoes. We need to get back into the tomatoes and the varieties, and we must cut it with my Moomin pocket knife. Shall we cut it this way? Let's cut it this way. The ananas noir. Ananas meaning pineapple in French, and noir, black. So black pineapple. Ooh. This is beautiful. Oh my gosh, it's so juicy. Let's take a bite into this one. It's rainbow. Red, green, a bit of yellow. Oh, that's so sweet. It's like candy. That is one of the sweetest tomatoes I've ever. And it's dripping. I can't stop myself. I just want to keep eating it. Guys, ananas noir. You need to grow it. This is a good tomato. This is very sweet. Very sweet, very flavorful. I don't even know how to describe the flavor. I'm not one of those wine people that can say, oh yes, there's a plum undertones. No, that's not me. I don't even drink wine. So even though I am of age. But this tomato, sweet, rich, flavorful, not too acidic. It's got a hint of acidity, but not bad. Ananas noir, people. This, dare I say, 9 out of 10? Dare I? I dare. Okay, next, Cherokee purple. The one that has been eaten by somebody. So disappointed. So disappointed. We're not going to cut it that way because this is too big. I'm just going to cut a chunk, okay? Ooh. Interesting. Promising. One of the world's tastiest tomatoes, eh? I concur. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This has to be one of the tastiest tomatoes I've ever grown in my life. My goodness. Malon. Cherokee purple, everyone. Grow it. I give it a 9.5. Maybe it's not perfect, maybe there's a better tomato out there, but 9.5, it's solid 9.5. Yes. Oh yeah. I'm just lost. Lost in the beautiful flavor of the tomato. Oh. Magnifique. Cherokee purple, everyone. That's the one. Okay. Can the rouge de Marmont be better? I fear not. I don't think so. Let's cut it the fancy way, where you can see. In through the middle. Okay, we got it. Looks good. Looks very good. After the Cherokee purple, no. Honestly, no. I don't like it. Cherokee purple, much better. This is like a 5. It's worse than the golden nugget. Let's try again. Okay, a bit better. And maybe 5 is a bit harsh. Maybe a 6. 6.5. I feel like I'm hurting the tomatoes' feelings. And I have a lot of rouge de Marmont. Hey, you know, they won't go to waste. They'll go into some tomato sauce or something. Yeah, it's a great tomato. Much better than the stuff that you'll find in the shops. But, Cherokee purple is the one. The number 1 reigning champion that I have grown so far. Out of all the tomatoes, Cherokee purple. My goodness, I am so happy that I have done a lot of Cherokee purple plants because I have a lot coming up. I'm going to be so excited. Tomatoes on fresh sourdough bread. Oh my goodness. Sorry, carnivore people. Skip ahead. Skip ahead. You don't want to hear this. It's just beautiful. Guys, I almost forgot. We completely forgot about the Principe Borghese. To me, tastes like the Rouge de Marmande. It, yeah, it's like a 6 in my opinion. I won't be growing these next year. They're really good. They're nice, short, determinate, they call them, tomato bushes. So if you don't want to grow them like a tall one that you can't control and you want to grow it in a pot, these are pretty good. 6 out of 10? I don't know. Maybe I'm being too harsh. I probably am. Sorry. I feel full now. That's a lot of tomatoes that I've been eating, but it was worth it to show you guys, to tell you guys that the Cherokee Purple is the #1 tomato. Well, how do you feel? You've just watched, I don't know how many minutes, 10 minutes maybe, of me trying tomatoes, picking tomatoes, trying tomatoes. Do you feel the urge to go and buy some fancy looking tomato seeds and buying them and then growing them, no matter where you are, balcony or on half an acre like me, and then eating them and then realizing that all this time you've been eating absolute nothingness and now you will never go back. Once you try proper tomatoes with flavor, you will never go back. I'm sorry, I have ruined you. I've ruined you. I've ruined myself. I can't look at the tomatoes in the shops anymore. They disgust me. All right guys, another day on Chilli's farm comes to an end. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and I will see you next time on Chilli's farm. Bye.